Before we begin our session, Commissioner Proud's agreed to offer a prayer for us. And then we'll officially open our session with the pledge.
Let's pray. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, God, again, thank you for a beautiful day you've given us. And God, I pray as we have the proceedings of this session today, again, you will continue to give us guidance, give us wisdom and discernment in making decisions for the people of this county. And God, I know we have a couple proclamations today, one being doing Police Week. God, we just lift up all of our law enforcement, our fire, our EMS, all those people who every single day lay their life on the line for our safety. God, we just ask that you would continue to protect them and be with them and be with their families too, who are serving right along with them. And God, I pray that we, and not only here in Clermont but in America, might give them the respect that they so deserve and have earned. And God, also we're doing Older Americans Month. And God, we just thank you again for our senior friends that we have in this county. We look to them for wisdom, and we ask that you be with them, and so many of them are frail, unable to care for themselves. And God, we just thank you for agencies like our Clermont Senior Services and other agencies that serve our older citizens in this county. Be with our men and women in the military. God, again, we just ask that you place your hedge of protection around them. Be with their families as they are serving with them, as their loved ones are away. And bring everyone home safely. In Jesus' name and for our sake, amen.
You'll join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Commissioners, if you'll join me at the podium. We have two proclamations. First is Police Week, and I believe Chief presume you're accepting this on behalf of the
yes, sir.
Sheriffs and Police Association. So this is a proclamation declaring May the 10th through the 16th as Police Week in Clermont County. Whereas Congress and the President of the United States of America have designated May 15th of each year as Police Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which May 15th falls is National Police Week. And whereas there are approximately 900,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of law enforcement agencies here in Clermont County. And whereas law enforcement officers are our guardians of life and property and defenders of individual rights, serving on the front lines in the battle against crime and dedicated to the preservation of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas Clermont County, Ohio, desires to honor the valor, service, and dedication of the men and women who have devoted their professional lives to serving and protecting the citizens of our community. And whereas we as citizens need to pay tribute to the men and women who serve Clermont County in their capacity as law enforcement officers, it is important for citizens to show appreciation for the remarkable job being done by police officers each and every day across our country. Now therefore be it resolved by we, the Board of County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim May 10 through 16, 2015 as Police Week in Clermont County, and publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and the communities across our nation. Signed by the Board of County Commissioners, Ed Humphrey, President, Bob Proud, Vice President, and David Ubel, Member. I'll present this to you, and if you have a few words.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to say the same thing I say every year because it's true, and that's that I've spent my entire career in Clermont County, and it's apparent to anyone that works in this county that we're very privileged to have the support of not just the community but our elected officials. And we don't take that for granted. We feel truly blessed, and I thank the community and I thank our elected officials. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week at the awards banquet.
Yes, we'll be there.
We'll hear about some great police work.
Yes, good.
Thank you again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pete.
Next week.
All
I
right.
always said, you know, what's so funny?
Oh, sure.
You know, the colors red, white, and blue we love so much until we see them flashing behind us.
Jamie, if you'd wait, we'll get pictures after we do this next proclamation. We have a second proclamation for today. And Cindy, would you come up? I presume you're here to accept this one?
Yes.
This is a proclamation for Older Americans Month in Clermont County. Whereas Clermont County is a community that includes more than 40,000 citizens 60 years of age and older, and whereas older adults in Clermont County are the foundation upon which our communities are formed, and bestow gifts of wisdom and insight upon younger generations, and continue to strengthen our communities with their influence. Whereas the theme of the Older Americans Month is Well Beyond 60, emphasizing the role that each of us plays in determining our own health and wellness. And whereas older adults in Clermont County are to be commended for their role in creating and bolstering the fiber of our community and our nation. And whereas we have a responsibility within our community to recognize and respect the hard work and sacrifice older Americans have contributed by working to enrich the quality of life. And now therefore be it resolved that we, the Board of County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim May as Older Americans Month in Clermont County, and urge citizens to take time this month to honor older members of our community by recognizing the value older adults have in our lives. We work together to enrich the quality of life for all. Signed by the Board of County Commissioners, Ed Humphrey, Bob Proud, and David Yubel. Cindy Gramke, if you'll accept this on behalf of Senior Services, and if you have a few words.
Well, thank you very much. We genuinely appreciate this observation and acknowledgement of the gifts and talents that older adults bring to our community. In addition, I do want to say, with the proclamation for policing, I can't tell you how grateful we are at Clermont Senior Services for the support and the work that the law enforcement officers do in Clermont County on behalf of older adults. We see some pretty serious situations many times, especially with Adult Protective Services, and we have an amazing relationship with law enforcement, and it's a very cooperative relationship, and that is so very, very, very important, so thank you. And also thank the community for supporting the services in Clermont County. And this is, it's really a fun theme this year, actually, for Older Americans Month in the state of Ohio. It is Well Beyond 60. And it's a challenge for each of us to look at ourselves and look at where we will be well beyond 60, and that we take our health and our well-being, as well as the health and well-being of the people around us, into consideration. And I love the message because it gives us a message of a healthier community, and we work hard at that in Clermont County. So that's a neat theme. And we will be celebrating that to start with this week. On Thursday, May 7th, I invite anyone, and certainly all seniors in the community, to a free senior expo that's going to be happening at the Receptions Eastgate. That is on the far east end of, or west end, I guess, really, of the Jungle Gyms complex there at the Receptions Hall. And we're very excited about it. We have over 30 exhibitors who are coming, and they'll have lots of information seniors can access. And we have lots of entertainment all day long. The Pete Wagner Orchestra, you remember.
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely.
The Pete Wagner Orchestra is going to be there from noon until 3. So it's a fun day, and we encourage seniors to come out and collect information from exhibitors, and then also to enjoy the entertainment.
What day was this?
It's this Thursday, May 7th. And it's from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So it's kind of an all-day fun event, and it's celebrating Older Americans Month and the seniors in our community. And it is free, and it's actually the Derringer Company is providing a free boxed lunch to, I think it's the first 350 people who are attending that day. So another good reason for seniors to come out and enjoy it. So thank you.
Talk about law enforcement, the Christmas dinner.
Oh, absolutely. The sheriff's office has done a luncheon for the seniors in our community for many years, and the troopers in the community have also done a Thanksgiving luncheon. So it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun, and there's usually about 200 to 225 seniors who attend that. And the sheriff's deputies and their families get really involved in serving, so it's fun. It's a fun day, too. Lots of fun days. Well beyond 60.
Very good, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
We'll ask the press, would you rather do 2 groups or would you rather do 1 big group?
I think 2 groups would be good.
Okay.
Get each
Okay.
representative to stand.
All righty,
Fine.
very good.
Okay. You know, just remember, age is mind over matter. You don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Yes. I really appreciate you.
I need to talk to you.
Thank you very much. All right. 1. That's beautiful. 1, 2, and 3. One more. Great. Thank you,
didn't
so
count
much.
that time.
I know. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
See you next week.
Don't leave, we got Cindy next.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else you'd like to include?
All right. Another great photo. 1, 2, 3. And just one more. 1, 2, and 3. Great smiles, everyone. Thank you.
Wait, send you back.
You were telling me, she was saying.
Well, you're right.
You were telling me, I heard you.
Thanks for hanging on to it.
Yeah, we did.
1, 2, 3.
Then Kathleen.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Yeah.
Nice.
Next, we have a presentation by our county engineer. Annual report of roads, bridges, and culverts for the county of Clermont pursuant to section 5543.02 of the Ohio Revised Code, the official report.
The official report, yes.
Sir,
Thank
you.
We submitted the report, and I think you have copies. I was planning on giving an executive summary, but Judy insists I go through page by page and talk about every culvert, every pothole that we fixed,
Okay.
every sign, so
It's so
maybe an hour and a half I'll get through it.
All righty.
That's right.
How long you want to be a county engineer?
He so exaggerates.
I was going to blame it on Steve, and he said, no.
I threatened him.
Excuse me?
Paraphrase.
Exactly. So yeah, so our official report, we're to give a kind of a state of affairs on roads, bridges, and culverts, which is our main. There's 3 of the main tabs that are in the report.
Do you want to differentiate for the people what the difference is between a bridge and a culvert?
Sure. Basically, a structure, a bridge structure, is anything 10 feet in span or greater. So if it's a 9-foot diameter pipe, that's considered to be a culvert. If it's a 12-foot diameter pipe, that's considered to be a bridge. So We've got about 400 bridges in the county, several thousand culverts underneath all the roads in Clermont County. So we take care of the bridges whether they're on a county road or not. If it's a township road, then if it's a bridge, it's still under my jurisdiction. So we have bridges that are on county and township roads. If it's inside a city, then that jurisdiction would be responsible. So basically, I'm the engineer for the 14 townships in the county, and they rely on me and my staff for various actions throughout the year, and it really takes a good collaboration. We've got a great network with your staff here. We have a lot of action items, throughout the year, and we rely heavily on your staff, and really are thankful that we have such a good working relationship. And also, we work hand in hand with the townships, the 14 townships, and the public at large. We rely, we have 400 miles of road and over 400 bridges and thousands of culverts. So we rely heavily on public input, and we take that very serious. We have a whole department that deals with call-ins and work orders, so that we can react to those quickly and appropriately. So again, the report's kind of broken out into I guess six tabs. The first three are road conditions and bridge condition and culvert condition. Then we go on and we really talk about what we have planned for the year in 2015. Much is the same as last year. We have a pretty robust resurfacing program. Several years back we opened it up countywide, so we have lots of townships and villages and cities participate with the paving program, and I'm happy to report I think that's out to bid.
Taking bids on the 7th.
On the 7th of
Today, this month.
Yes, Thursday. So we'll have those results and get that program up and running. This past year, kind of our marquee project. It was reported previously, but the covered bridge, officially opened just last month. But that was accounted for in previous reports, so you won't see those numbers and that information in this report. But that was a big job that came to conclusion in 2014. We had again, we had a nice resurfacing program, replaced a couple other bridges, and one of the things that we routinely deal with is our landslides. We have a pretty active county in terms of road slips and landslides, so we have no shortage of those. So from a capital side, it was a pretty normal year with roads and bridges and culverts and paving, landslides. We continue to, obviously the highway operations is a major component of the engineer's office. And this past winter started to be pretty mild, and then along about February it got nasty. And we kind of had two things going against us. Was the shortage of salt, and the price really skyrocketed. So we were in a conservation mode, just to deal with that budgetary flip, because the price of salt almost tripled from last year. So I know our guy, they did a great job, because we had a pretty harsh winter. We kind of had one hand tied behind our back, so to speak, with not wanting to, not really being able to apply the volumes of salt that we would normally like to. But we did a great job conserving the resources that we had at hand.
In that regard, you mentioned there was 4,500 tons of salt. The cost was $405,000, so a little bit less than $100 per ton. So you're saying it used to be about $30, $35
Yeah.
a ton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think we're hoping that those, that shortage and whatever caused that spike in salt prices, comes back down. We're preparing our bid. We're with a Southwest Ohio consortium, and I know those bids are being prepared as we speak to try to get them out early in the spring here, and try to take advantage of that. So, again, we have a pretty comprehensive program from a capital. We invest and take the maintenance aspect. It might not be the most exciting thing to talk about, but it's very much like your house. If you don't maintain your home, all of a sudden you're looking at an investment that might not be where it needs to be. So we take the previous dollars and the improvements and the public dollars that have been spent historically to heart, and we want to make sure that we maintain our roads and bridges and culverts and guardrails and signs and stoplights and stop signs and all the infrastructure that we have throughout the county. The maintenance aspect is a very important and vital aspect of it, and that's really where we can get the biggest bang for our buck, as we figure out what we do well from a maintenance side, and leave and do as much of that as possible. So we've developed some very unique specialties throughout the county in terms of our operation, and so we have a very dedicated highway department, and they do everything from plowing the snow in the winter to repairing the bridges and culverts in the summer. So I'm extremely thankful and appreciative of a staff of nearly 60 folks there at the engineers operations and the engineers office, and without the staff we couldn't pull all this off. So it wasn't probably our biggest year from a construction standpoint. Things kind of ebb and flow. You have planning years and then you have production years, and so this was somewhere in the middle in terms of that. So I don't know if you have any specific questions, but again, we maintain the roads the best we can. We do have a budget that we have to live within, and account for those unexpected emergencies, which seem to pop up every year. So I'm happy to report that the county's in really good shape in terms of our roads, and our bridge conditions have really improved over the last decade or so. We have very few posted bridges, but it's a daily and ongoing challenge to maintain and prioritize. So, but with the help of the townships and the board and other county jurisdictions, I know we work a lot with Lyle and his operation, water and sewer. We're continuing to partner on water projects with road projects, so we continue to collaborate there. So those are in sync.
We try to get those in the right order. So
yes, yeah,
he's
he's
the road before.
Currently working on a water line on Woodville, and we have a project later this summer. They'll come behind it and clean up his mess. No,
Not all in all, I think you do a great job.
Because improvement.
Yes.
I think the engineer's office does a great job. We probably could field more calls here, but we don't because of what you're doing out there in the field. So thanks for what you've done here in the last year.
Thank you.
Primary source of funds are vehicle license tax and gasoline tax?
Correct. And it's about $8 million annually, and then we have some various funds that come in from fines and some various other accounts. But those are our two major sources of funding.
Now we leverage the dollars we have with Ohio Public Works Commission.
That is my main,
Yes.
source of leveraging local funds for state funds. So we do a pretty good job
Good job of that.
with leveraging our funds. So
Do you want to talk a little bit about the Transportation Improvement District?
Yeah, we formed that back in '06, and that really was, an initiative to marry the more regional transportation issues and economic development together, and I think that's done a great job. The TID's done a great job in pulling the county together on a consistent, ongoing basis. But then, more importantly, it brought in the townships and then the villages and the cities. And so, I guess to summarize, we formed in late '06. I guess formally got up and running in '07. So at the end of last year, we had completed over $100 million worth of improvements, which represents about a 60-40 kind of relationship with local funds to state and federal funds. So we've pulled together a significant amount of money over those 7 years locally, but we've leveraged it significantly as well. So $100 million of improvements is a significant number for any county. And I think
transportation allows for economic development. If we have good traffic flow,
yeah, it has seemed to proven significant benefits and rewards. So
the other piece that you mentioned, the cooperation among our group, but the other piece that seems to me, from being an observer from the outside, is our cooperation with ODOT, with the Ohio Department of Transportation, is much, much greater having Transportation Improvement District than before we had the Transportation Improvement District, where they're coming to all the TID meetings. We're hearing about their work and collaborating and getting some input on what they're doing, as well as they're having input on what we're doing. So it seems like there's a lot more collaboration between the state and the county.
There is, and I think there's two things. I mean, obviously, the TID, we bring a tremendous amount of local capital together, and anytime a state agency you can partner and bring money to the table, that's good. But we also have to be accountable, and that's the other thing that we've been, is when we apply for the federal monies, which are extremely competitive, you need to be able to deliver, and you need to, if you're going to say you're going to come up with the local money and say you're going to bring this project to the market on such and such a date and complete it on such and such a date, everybody's under a lot of scrutiny nationwide to make the most out of the state and federal dollars. And I think that's been one thing that has really taken us up a notch above the other TIDs that are throughout the state, is that we do what we say when we say we're going to do it. And there's a lot of confidence that ODOT and the federal government has with working with our TID. So my plan is to continue to maintain that level of expectations, not only to those agencies, but then also to the public. So.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
We'll get back to our agenda. We'll continue with our agenda, item 3.
Judy Humphrey.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, we have a motion to accept the report for the record,
Okay.
and it's right there.
I've got it. I've got it. I'll make a recommendation on behalf of Pat Monger, County Engineer, with my concurrence, to accept the 2014 annual report of Clermont County roads, bridges, and culverts for the County of Clermont, dated March 30th, 2015, pursuant to Section 5543.02 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Stephen.
And if I may, we have introductions this morning of new staff members. If
Okay.
we do that now.
It could be.
We could do that now. Ms. Sheets, you're up first.
I'm Suki Sheets with the Office of Management and Budget, and we have with us today Heather Smith, our newest employee in our customer service for our water resources. Heather came to us from Hebron Family Dentistry, which was a long drive for her.
Wow.
She is a Bethel resident, and we're happy to have her.
Good, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. DGFS, who do we got? Judy?
Good morning.
Morning.
Judy Eschman with Job and Family Services, and I have the pleasure of introducing two new members to our DJFS team. First is Samantha Lloyd, and she earned her degree in criminal justice from the University of Cincinnati. And she's hired to work in our public assistance division doing eligibility for benefits. And she has a 1.5 year experience doing that work in Hamilton County, so we're very happy to have her. And the second person is Angie Rutherford. And Angie received her degree at the University of Nebraska in social work, and she's going to work in our Children's Services Department. She has 16 years of experience working in child welfare, and recently was working for Brown County Children's Services for the last 8 years. We're very happy to have her as well.
Good. Welcome.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
We have Mr. Bloom, I believe.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Lyle Bloom, Director with the Water Resource Department, and we have John Purdy with us this morning. Mr. Purdy is a maintenance specialist. He'll be working primarily on our distribution side, operating a backhoe, repairing main breaks, main leaks, setting water services, repairing fire hydrants, all the stuff we do in our water distribution side. He has over 15 years experience in the private construction industry. He also has a small business that he runs on his own doing excavation work as well. So we welcome him aboard.
Good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down today.
That's it, sir.
That's it? Okay. Then we'll continue with our agenda. Item 3.
Item 3 is a recommendation of Tim Rudd, Chairman of the Clermont County Board of Elections, with my concurrence, to authorize Commissioner Humphrey, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute a sales order agreement with Election Systems and Software, Omaha, Nebraska, for the purchase, installation, and training of new election tabulation equipment for the County of Clermont, as more fully described therein, at a cost not to exceed $1,015,142 pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth therein, and in compliance with Section 3506.03 of the Higher Revised Code. This is, we had this discussion a few weeks ago when we discussed the capital plan. This is execution of the contract of that. And we have Ms. Miller, Judy Miller, in the audience. I don't know if she wants to add anything or. Nope. Okay.
Judy, I'd like to hear from you. Why don't you come up? Just tell us about the new machines you're getting and the software and how it may change what we do here at the Board of Elections.
Well, first of all, I would, like to thank the commissioners and say, after hearing the engineer speak, we've had great cooperation with the county commissioners and the county administrator in working with the Board of Elections. And this you are to be very much commended for, because we don't always hear this from other counties for various reasons. And some of them, money is a big problem in a lot of the smaller counties. And we're very fortunate here that we've had some of the money to continue with the progress in elections that we need. And as we know, is if the Board of Elections gets a bad eye, it gives the entire county a bad eye. So our equipment is now 10 years old, and so it's time to replace it, as we all know how technology advances and continues on the move. And this equipment that we're purchasing is election tabulation equipment. It counts the ballot, so it's very important that we're counting accurately. And that is the most important thing that we do at the Board of Elections, is to count the votes accurately. So this new equipment is going to be faster, better, easier to set up, and it's going to be a lot easier for our poll workers. And this may even help us a little bit, because some people are afraid of the equipment, and so therefore they don't want to be poll workers. So maybe if we have the easier equipment, this will help us a little bit, and the word will spread that our equipment is easier to set up. It's also going to be, the way this new equipment is, it will be able to be delivered, all of it, directly to the polls on election day, versus the poll workers having to carry this heavy equipment. We will now, the collection of the data at the polls will be on thumb drives instead of discs that are in embedded in the machine that we have to bring the whole machine back. So I mean, upgrading this equipment is a big bonus for the voters and the taxpayers of Clermont County, and we really appreciate it.
So the thumb drives then will be brought to the Board of Elections versus
Yes, whole machine. So this is really a upgrade for us.
Interesting.
So what kind of new machines will we be getting?
These we're going to have two types of machines. One, the individual tabulation, the ballot scanner at each of the 166 precincts out in the county. So we'll have 166 new counting machines at each precinct. And then we will also have a high-speed scanner at the Board of Elections. Now, when people come in and vote by mail or vote in person, those are absentee ballots. Those ballots are run there at the board, and we will be able to run these through the high-speed scanner, which is going to be a lot of time saving for us. So that's going to cut out a lot of overtime too, because we know that we've had days of scanning. This will do the work of 3 machines. One machine now will do the work of 3 machines. That's how the technology has advanced.
That's awesome.
Good. So as a voter, will I see anything different? I'll still vote on a paper ballot and copy and
right.
Black in a circle?
We, our deputy director, Mike Keeley, and I, as well as the board, we've been going to a lot of district meetings. We went to the National Elections Conference 2 years ago, IACRIOT, that was held in Louisville. We've been looking at all the various machines, but the technology just they're not up to where we really felt comfortable going with the touchscreen product, and I don't think there's one premier touchscreen product that's been approved out there yet, although I feel that we're moving in that direction, maybe within 5 years, but right now we're still at the fill in the oval paper ballot.
Okay. So we as voters won't see much different?
Not really. It's
It'll
just
be behind the scenes that is much more efficient.
Yes.
I'm just looking from a voter point of view. Oh my goodness, is anything going to change in my life? And it isn't, and I'm happy.
Not really. People don't really like that big a change.
No, I understand.
So, but we are moving to everything is touch, touch, touch. You know,
Yep.
even on the wash machine we're touching.
Yep.
Touch the microwave. Everything is touch, touch, touch.
Right.
I would like to bring up one other thing since you were asking me about the advancement of the equipment. Our board was able to purchase new electronic poll books where when we go in and sign in, this is not a purchase that has to be made by the commissioners. Election tabulation per the revised code requires the commissioners to purchase this equipment. Our electronic poll books, which has nothing to do with the vote tabulation or counting of ballots, any other equipment can be purchased directly by our board. And in cooperation with your board, allowing us the funding, though, our board had just voted at their last meeting on, what was that, April the 26th, to purchase the electronic poll book. So instead of the paper signature book, they'll be going in there with an electronic poll book. So when people bring in their driver's license, they just scan it, and their name will pop right up, and they'll be able to sign on a signature pad, just like going to the grocery store, signing on the pad, and their voter registration information will pop up, and we'll be able to verify their signature from the electronic poll book to the signature pad. So we're verifying the voter that way. So that will be coming, and all this new equipment will be put into play this coming November. This is like our trial run for our presidential year. So we're trying to get everything in place to be ready so we look like a Cadillac come the presidential year, which will be in March of 2016 and then November 2016 at the general election.
Well, Judy, you complimented the commissioners, but honestly, we should compliment the Board of Elections. You guys did a great job doing the due diligence on what machines we need, and I know you get the best prices we could put together, and it makes it easier for us to know that you guys are really going above and beyond the call, so it's easier for us to say yes. So
you have a great team.
You know, Commissioner Proud, thank you for saying that, and Commissioner Ubel, and I know Ed has told me this many times too, is that, you know, it makes it all worthwhile because we have a great team. It's like you said, it's just not one person. We've had a great board, we have a great staff, and I couldn't ask for anything more. We love to go to work, and so, you know, we love working with the public, so thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we haven't had a motion yet, right? Haven't had a motion.
We have not.
Correct.
Okay, do we have a motion to execute the sales order agreement as contained in item 3?
I'll make the motion for item 3.
I'll be glad to second that.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Item 4?
Item 4 is my recommendation to authorize the issuance of procurement cards for Judy Miller and Mike Healy, 2 employees of the Clermont County Board of Elections, and to authorize Commissioner Humphrey to execute the requests for the issuance of procurement card relative thereto pursuant to the Clermont County Procurement Card Policy and Procedures adopted by the Board of County Commissioners on 6/22/05 and subsequently amended on 3/28/07 and 9/24/14.
Do we have a motion for the procurement cards as contained in item 4?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Item 5?
Item 5 is a recommendation of Karen Shera, Executive Director of the Clermont County Mental Health and Recovery Board, with my concurrence to reappoint the following individuals to serve on the Clermont County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board for the terms outlined below pursuant to Section 340.02 of the Ohio Revised Code. Angela Liggett for 6/1/15 through 5/31/19, and Suzanne Carter, 6/1/15 through 5/31/19.
Okay, do we have a motion to reappoint to the Recovery Board as contained in item 5?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Item 6?
Item 6 is my recommendation to appoint the following individuals to serve as members of the District 10 Public Works Integrating Committee as representatives and alternatives for the Clermont County, Ohio, for the term beginning June 1, 2015 and ending May 31st, 2018. This is pursuant to Section 164.04 of the Ohio Revised Code. Members be Andy Kuchta and Lyle Bloom, and alternates Adele Evans and Chris Rowland.
Okay, do we have a motion to appoint the members to the District 10 Public Works Integrating Committee as contained in item 6?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Item 7?
Item 7 requests from various departments to join professional organizations and authorize reimbursement of routine travel expenses. We have the Department of Job and Family Services for Judy Esserman and/or staff for the National Child Support Enforcement Association, dues of $315, effective 7/1/15 through 6/30/16.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the routine travel expenses and joining of organizations contained in item 7?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Item 8?
I made a request from various departments to approve maintenance agreements with various vendors for the provision of maintenance on the following equipment. In the County Sheriff's Office, Peter Paul Office Equipment, Cincinnati, Ohio, for a linear copier, $350 plus .015 per copy in excess of 10,000 copies, effective 12/7/14 through 12/6/15.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the maintenance agreement as contained in item 8?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Turning to travel?
We have the Clermont County Court of Common Pleas Adult Probation Department, Ryan Vogel, 2 days, Orient, Ohio, for Corrections Training Academy. Estimated not to exceed $373.49. Clermont County Municipal Court, Ryan Robe, 2 days, Columbus, Ohio, for the 2015 Ohio Judicial Conference Court Technology Conference. Estimated not to exceed $280.75. In the Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Ernie Ramos, 2 days, Columbus, Ohio, for the Bricker and Eckler LLP 7th Annual Workshop. Estimated not to exceed $579.60. And also Ernie Ramos, 1 day, Blacklick, Ohio, for the Ohio Township Association Law Directors Group Meeting and Continuing Legal Education. Estimated not to exceed $224.20. In the County Sheriff's Office, Ryan Patton, 1 day, Cincinnati, Ohio, for the Cincinnati Hamilton County Homeland Security Training Course, Raven 911. Estimated expenses not to exceed $0. Paul Camphouse and Jim Maloney, 1 day, Highland Heights, Kentucky, for Northern Kentucky University's 33rd Annual Labor Management Conference. Estimated not to exceed $270. Sean Thompson, 6 days, Omaha, Nebraska, for the Midwest Gang Investigators Association's 28th Annual Midwest Gang Conference. Estimated not to exceed $566. County Engineer's Office, John Carpenter, Sean Ross, and Woody Woodmansey, 4 days, Columbus, Ohio, for the Ohio LTAP Center, the Ohio Department of Transportation's NIH Bridge Maintenance Training. Estimated not to exceed $4,469. Clermont County Water Resources Department, Lyle Bloom, 2 days, Columbus, Ohio, for the County Sanitary Engineers Association of Ohio's Annual Summer Conference, not to exceed $312. Clermont County Facilities Management Fleet Maintenance Division, Jennifer Morgan, 1 day, Cincinnati, Ohio, for the Mobile Tech Launch and Learn Vehicle Computer Sessions, accessories, estimated to exceed 0. Department of Job and Family Services, Jamie Smith, Karen Smedley, 1 day, Batavia, Ohio, for the U.S. Safety LLC First Aid Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation Training for Adults, estimated not to exceed $60. Karen Smedley, 1 day, Daytona, Florida. This is travel to place of use with a family member, estimated not to exceed $910. And we got Judy Eschman, Sarah Laws, Melissa Wagers, Sharon Emery, Hope Schinkel, Karen Myers, Angela Hodges, Stacy Krimmer, Toby Cantrell, Tracy Gruber, and Tanya Gilkison, 1 day, Columbus, Ohio, for the Ohio Job and Family Services Directors Association Annual Training Conference, estimated not to exceed $2,143.18. And Shania Agin, Sarah Adams, Bobby Brock, and Carlin McClanahan, 1 day, Columbus, Ohio, for the Ohio Job and Family Services Directors Association Annual Training Conference, estimated not to exceed $897.20. And in the Clermont Emergency Management Agency, Melinda Payne, 2 days, Columbus, Ohio, for the Ohio Emergency Management course entitled Rapid Assessment Planning, estimated not to exceed $180.25. In the Office of Management and Budget, Records Management, Michelle Snyder, 1 day, Cincinnati, Ohio, for the Greater Cincinnati chapter of the Association of Records Managers, estimated not to exceed $15. And Tina McDermott, 1 day, Batavia, Ohio, for the Ohio Historical Society webinar entitled Just the Basics, total expenses not to exceed $20. And finally, in the Department of Community and Economic Development, Office of Public Information, Kathleen Williams, 3 days, Sims Township, for the Ohio Emergency Management Agency course entitled ICS 300, estimated not to exceed $38.63.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the training and travel as contained in item 9.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 10.
Item 10 are personnel actions this week. Department of Job and Family Services, Gregory Cottrell, Business Services Rep 1, end of probation effective 5/11. Christopher Smith, Employment Consultant 2, promotion effective 5/25. In Community and Economic Development, we've got Taylor Corbett, a planner, as a new hire to a vacant position effective 6/22. Office of Management and Budget, Valencia McDermott, Admin Support Technician, end of probation effective 4/7. In the Water Resources Department, Jason Watson, WSC Operator 1, end of probation effective 5/5 of 2015.
We have a motion to approve the personnel actions as contained in item 10.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. And we have informal session minutes to approve from April the 8th. Do we have a motion?
Which Mr. Proud was not here.
Right.
Yes, I believe so.
I read these. They seem appropriate. I'd make a motion to accept the informal minutes from April 8th, 2015.
Second?
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Proud?
Staying.
Okay. And so we have take a brief recess. Do we have anything else to add to the agenda?
No other else, no, sir.
Okay, then we'll take a brief recess while the minutes are prepared. We're back from our brief recess. Minutes have been prepared. We've had a chance to look them over. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of today's meeting?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Aye. That concludes our business for today. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.